What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you GLX content today. We also stream right here on the channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, let's talk about GLX because we have not talked about it in a while. Apparently, the game is out and playable now. People are able to earn. I've played a couple games. Match liquidity is tough, and I haven't won, so I have no idea if I'm even how the earnings even work. But when it comes to the GLX token, something that came up on a previous live stream is, does the GLX token have 100x potential? Now, I apologize for the clickbait title, but that's exactly what we discussed, right? Somebody in the chat thought that GLX has 100x potential. So I wanted to break this down from a market cap perspective. Let's just get outside of the fundamentals and the performance of the team, the execution so far, right? We can get into that in a second. But if you just look at how much GLX there is out there right now, you can see we have minted 328 million and we've burned about 13.2. So I just ran quick numbers, and I know that there's more GLX being minted now for play to earn, as well as the 100 million that's coming out over 5 years for the liquidity pool rewards. So this minted GLX is going to go up, but hopefully there will be opportunities for people to burn GLX in the future for GLUSD and other products that the team might launch. But like I said, we'll get to that in a second. Just looking at the very raw numbers, you take this 328 minus about 13 from it. Let's just round up and say 316 million GLX tokens right now, valued at 0.0022, right? So about like 1/5 of a penny USD. And that gets you a market cap of 700,000. It's not even a million, right? So $700,000, which means if we were to do 100x, right? Each GLX token, assuming we have the same or similar amount of tokens out there, 100x would mean that we would see a 22-cent GLX token and a market cap of roughly 70 million. Okay, well, how does this compare now? Okay, so 22 cents compared to previous history, we've definitely seen GLX be higher than that before. But keep in mind that that was during the airdrop and during the high staking process that people just went kind of crazy, right? And people were buying GLX and it was way overvalued at 30 cents. Now, obviously following that, the team's execution or lack thereof in terms of like not getting the game out during last season. And we'll see, how things are able to be released and launched in 2024. But with all of that happening, right, GLX is now essentially a fraction of it. But to get up to 22 cents, again, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So 22 cents is not or would not be a new all-time high, but you could also say that the previous all-time high is somewhat inflated. So that's from a token standpoint or token value standpoint. When you look at this from a market cap standpoint, what did we say? 70 million, right? I think it was like 695,000. So if you do 100x on that, it's about 70 million, a little bit under, maybe a little bit over. But when you compare that to Splinterlands, would $70 million of a market cap for that token be twice the value, right? I'm sorry, it would be twice the value of where Splinterlands and SPS is right now. So does it have the ability to get twice as far as the SPS token? Now, keep in mind, there's not as many tokens out there for GLX. First of all, there's 2 million being minted versus 3 billion, or sorry, 2 billion for GLX versus 3 billion. On top of that, I think almost like 1.4 billion of it is going to be locked up for other projects that hopefully whenever these projects do pop up will cause some burning of GLX and, will create some inflows of capital that would help the ecosystem overall. But really what we're just looking at, if nothing else were to happen, is about 600 million, maybe a little bit more than 600 million with some of the proposals that have come through. So about 600 million total tokens, of which we're like halfway there, and it's going to take the next 5 years to let all of those other faucets essentially run out. So at this point in time, we can. It's hard to value it. Let's just put it that way. Now, granted, the team is planning, or at least they had mentioned, another potential game launch that had been in the works. We have not heard anything about that yet, or any further details. We also know that with the new season coming up, that there is probably going to be a new pack set that will focus on that will focus on the last season stats, right? So basically a 2024 pack set. Now, I don't know how many people they're going to get to go and buy those packs, and we'll have to wait and see how that all ends up shaking out. So once again, this is not an evaluation of the this is not an evaluation of like how the project has done or where the project will go. I think there's actually too many question marks, right? Last year was obviously a difficult year for Splinterlands, the company as a whole. And GLX was just a part of that wasn't able to deliver on the timelines that they had initially put out. But maybe they turned a corner. Maybe the team did get the game out by the end of last year, and there's a lot of excitement, I would say, or at least I don't know if excitement's the right word, but there's a lot of potential for this year. And I'm not trying to be negative about GLX in any means. I still think and I've said this before, I would love to see Aggie be incredibly successful with this project. Aggie has a huge vision, and I hope that he's able to execute on that vision and get GLX to be the massive platform that from the beginning I thought GLX could be. That all remains to be seen. So taking it back to the numbers now, is it possible for us to get up to a 22-cent GLX? Is it possible for us to be a $70 million project? Well, in the grand scheme of things, actually, yeah, absolutely, right? I mean, we're talking about Splinterlands during a bull run going from, what is it, 36 million now to potentially, a billion? It'd be awesome if we could be a billion or 500 million just to be competitive with some of the other top projects out there. Again, I'm talking about bull run euphoria. I'm not saying that the projects would be worth that much. I'm just saying that they would be overvalued by that much, just like we saw in 2021. Could the same thing not happen could the same thing happen to GLX and the GLS platform, especially if you have a warm kind of lead in with something like Splinterlands? If Splinterlands does well, that gets people into the Hive ecosystem, and all of a sudden they start looking around at what else is going on, and voila, here is a project that is created by the same team, and it's got a partnership with MLS and all that. So it's hard to focus on where it could go now, but I'm talking long term, 18 to 24 months. Is it possible? And I'm not making this prediction, nor am I saying to go ape into GLX. I'm not aping into GLX. I just got my airdrop and I'm happy holding it. But what I am trying to say is that $70 million as a market cap for a project is kind of ridiculously small during a massive euphoric bull run, similar to what we had in 2017, similar to what we had in 2021. So if you believe that is coming at some point in the future, and the question is, could GLX do 100x and get up to $70 million in value? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, there's a playable game. People are earning, right? We know that the team is working hard to add a lot of other features into the game over time. We know that there's potentially another game that could be coming down the mix and a new season's worth of cards that people could get into. Again, I'm not saying that everybody's going to jump in. I'm not saying all these things will be super successful or that they may even be executed on to the best of the team's ability. It's going to be what it's going to be. But from a number standpoint, 70 million is quite small. So what am I doing about it? Nothing. I'm not telling you, I'm not aping in. I'm not telling you to go and buy GLX tokens. I'm just saying, if we're looking at the numbers today, and the question is, right, or the question or the claim or, whatever the prediction is for other folks who are in the chat, that GLX is going to do 100x or it can do 100x, in my opinion, from a number standpoint, absolutely, right? It absolutely can. Splinterlands, I think, or SPS topped out at like 200 to 250 million in terms of its market cap during the last bull run. Granted, there weren't as many tokens, but that's kind of the same thing with GLX, right? So if we do get to see some awesome kind of progression here from the GLX team and everything else that they have planned for 2024. And again, we haven't really heard anything, which has been a little concerning, but hopefully we'll get like a town hall or something soon. The 100x potential is there. And that makes me excited, right? Because I was holding SPS for the airdrop. I got a ton of GLX kind of or airdrop to me or, gifted to me through that. And at this point in time, I'm just staking it. I'm earning the GLG tokens every once in a while. I'll sell my GLGT for GLX and then just restake it. And over time, I'm just letting it compound. That's my game plan. I'm not really doing much else with it. It's not really worth much value now, but I do have a little bit of optimism, we'll call it, right? I don't want to say like hope or whatever. There's an optimism that this platform can still be as big as, Aggie's vision, I think, for it is. It's just a matter of, can the team execute? And, to your point, which I'm sure many people are going to chime in, we haven't seen it yet, but we're turning a new corner. and the game is out now, and the team is working hard at it, right? So I just think that there's a lot of potential for it, and I am personally optimistic, but that's also because I don't have like a bag in this, right? That's up or down. It's just I got it from the airdrop, and I'd love to see it work. But if it doesn't, sure, I lost out a little bit. Could have done something else with that GLX while it had value, but I personally don't think that that's going to happen. We'll end up seeing. This is not a prediction. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying that the numbers make sense, and $70 million of a market cap is tiny in the gaming space compared to what we saw with many other projects, including Splinterlands during the last bull run. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.